Want to know the biggest cheat code for creatives right now? Magnific AI Agents. Here's the deal. You can build an entire creative team in 15 minutes. Not a team of people, a team of AI agents that actually work together. One agent writes your scripts. Another generates visuals. Another agent turns those visuals into video clips for B-roll, while a fourth agent generates thumbnail designs. I also have a creative director agent who checks everyone's work and chooses the best possible version of each design. This isn't science fiction. It's real, and it's easier than you think. Here's how to do it. Go to magnific.com or use the link in the description. From the home screen, tap the thought bubble in the top right corner and ask the agent to create a new space for you. Open the new space and tap the agent icon again. Next, click where it says Magnific Agent. This opens a drop-down window and we'll select New Agent. There are 3 things that every agent needs. First, you need a brief description of what that agent does. Next, system instructions that define the agent's role, tone, and behavior. Then, give the agent access to tools like image generators, video, audio, and web search. Tools give your agent the ability to actually do work for you. But one mistake that most beginners make is that they give their agents too many tools. I was guilty of this too. If you give every agent all of the tools, it won't perform as well as an agent that has one carefully scoped role and only the tools that it needs to do that specific job. So let's create our script writing agent first. I'll name it Script Writing Agent. Super creative, I know. Give it a short description and system instructions. You'll want to keep these clear and straightforward. Then click Create. Now let's go back in and edit that agent. We'll upload resources to its knowledge base. As a bonus for you, I included a link in the description with these free script writing resources. This document is a gold mine of information for how to create viral content. It took me years to pull together all of these resources, all of the viral hooks I've used, psychological tactics, and storytelling techniques that I actually used to grow my own YouTube channel from 0 to over 300,000 subscribers in less than a year. And I'm giving it all to you for free. What do you think happens when you give your AI agents access to resources like that? Suddenly, you're able to generate content that viewers can't stop watching. Now that our script writing agent has access to tools and context, or those resources, we're ready to put it to work. First, I'll ask it to write a script on how to use systems thinking to improve AI results. Then, I'll switch to the Magnific agent and tell it to generate the visuals from this script using Nano Banana 2 in 16:9 aspect ratio. You'll notice there are different settings at the bottom of the agent's prompt box. If you click the toggle icon, it opens agent settings. Here, you can set whether the agent asks you clarifying questions before doing the task, or if it just gets the work done without your input. Totally up to you. But if you don't want to have to keep telling the agent to run each task, then change this setting to high. That pink cursor on screen is the Magnific agent generating the B-roll for me. You can also have the agent make changes for you. If I select one of the B-roll images that it created, I can ask it to change the hands to a woman's hands. Easy. And you can even generate video just as easily. For example, pressing V changes the hand to the selection tool, and then I can group the images together that I want to change into videos. Next, I simply tell the agent to do it. If it ever stalls, just say run, and the agent continues. I ran into that a couple times. Here's why this matters. You're not hiring. You're not waiting on revisions from 5 different team members across 3 different time zones. You just build the agents once, tell them what you need, and they handle it. The entire process takes less time than scheduling a single kickoff meeting with an actual team member. But there's more, and this one's big. When you use Magnific, you get access to all of the best image and video models. That means we can use Seedance 2.5 to generate entire scenes instead of stitching together separate clips. Let me show you. This is an intro scene that I created for a video about hitting usage limits in Claude Cowork. I created this entire 30-second scene scene in one shot using Seedance 2.5 inside Magnific. Without a workflow like the one I'm about to show you, we would have needed to individually generate and edit together dozens of 2-second clips. But those days are over, friends. Okay, since I want Magnific's agents to handle the heavy lifting, I'll switch to brainstorm mode and tell the agent to help me brainstorm the best way to use Seedance 2.5 to bring this scene to life. Paste the full script in for that scene, and 20 seconds later, I have a fully formed creative sequence and next steps. The reason this is so valuable, in case it isn't clear, is that I don't have to be jumping back and forth between a large language model like ChatGPT and Magnific, where I'm actually generating the footage. Everything happens in Magnific. Another thing that I love about using agents is that it asks you to approve the cost before using credits. So you constantly have insight and control of your usage. Once everything looks good, I'll switch to create mode and tell it to build out the full scene using Seedance 2.5. Unlike other video models, Seedance 2.5 can combine up to 50 references, images, audio, and video in a single generation. So character, location, and style, even motion, fit together into one cohesive scene in a single pass. It's really incredible. How cool is this? Magnific together with Seedance simultaneously generates all 4 scenes, then seamlessly combines them into the final video. That entire process took less than 5 minutes of my actual time. Magnific's AI did the rest. If I need to edit one of the clips, I just double-click to open it into preview mode. Then choose Edit Clip from the right side panel. Next, I trim to only the part of the video that I actually want to keep, but you can also just describe the changes that you want, and Magnific handles the editing. Then connect the updated clip for our final scene, and voila. Okay, so far you've learned how to use Magnific agents to build yourself a small creative team without hiring a single person. You know how to create custom AI agents, execute tasks with those agents, like drafting scripts and creating B-roll, and how to use the Magnific agent together with Seedance to create a full 30-second scene from a single prompt. Everything we've built is about turning Magnific from a prompt box into a production system. And it's how the smart creators and marketers are using AI today. So now that you got the agent fundamentals nailed down, let's create a thumbnail agent. Once again, I've included a free guide in the description that you can add to your agent's knowledge base. This guide contains everything I know about creating engaging thumbnails. And listen, I know my thumbnails aren't the best, but now I have Magnific, so they're gonna get a lot better. Let's call this agent Thumbnail Designer. And for the description, I'll say, this is an expert YouTube thumbnail creator agent who specializes in generating thumbnails that capture attention. Okay, if you're following along at home and you want to use my system prompt for your agent's instructions, I've also included those in the description as well. Now for tools, select all image tools, designer tools, spaces, search, and web search. Then create a new knowledge base with your brand guidelines and the thumbnail guide that I've shared. Now our thumbnail designer is ready to go. I'll ask it to create 3 thumbnail images for this video. First, I'll brainstorm concepts with the agent by switching from create back to brainstorm and dropping in the title or video topic. But if you already know what you want the visuals to be, you can skip this step and go straight to create mode. You can tell the agent is at work when the outer screen or space turns to magenta and the magenta cursor is hopping around your Magnific screen. I've honestly been blown away with how fast these generations happen. The videos can take a little bit longer, but the Magnific image generations and thumbnail designer happen so fast. Okay, the first generation looks fine, but it's not great. Since this is a new agent, it doesn't have the memory and experience of my brand that it will have in a couple weeks once I've been going back and forth and iterating with it. So I need to set those changes now so that it starts to learn my processes and preferences. For example, right now, none of these designs have any visible thumbnail text. And as seasoned content creators know, the video title and thumbnail design should create a curiosity loop in the viewer's viewer's mind. So I'll tell the agent to add thumbnail text and update the background color so that it's on brand. I'll also specify an aspect ratio of 16:9 and tell the agent to remember this for future designs. The new images were on brand with the correct color scheme and text, though only one of the 3 designs had the correct aspect ratio. After one more iteration, my thumbnails are ready to go. Now I'll ask the thumbnail agent to upscale each of the designs as the final step. This entire process took 10 minutes. And here's the thing with agentic AI. The more you use it, the better it gets at creating content with your aesthetic in mind. It learns your style and your preferences. And suddenly you go from a one-person creator to a full creative team that makes content 10 times faster. The big takeaway: Magnific isn't just another tool that generates a few cool images. It can become your entire creative team. Your ideas can now move from a thought in your head to a complete creative campaign in minutes. My advice isn't to build 10 agents today. Instead, start with the one thing that creates the biggest bottleneck in your creative workflow. Then build one focused agent. Give it instructions, the right tools, and examples of your best work. Then improve it every time you use it. I've linked Magnific below, along with my free script writing resources, thumbnail guide, and system instructions so that you can get started creating your agent team today. If this was helpful, hit the bell and make sure you subscribe. It's free and it motivates me to continue making content like this for you.